There was a time when a single reminder could change you. You would hear something small, a verse, a line, a simple message, and it would stay with you. It would make you think, it would make you feel something. Sometimes it would even change your entire day. You would sit there, quietly reflecting, replaying those words in your mind, thinking about your life, your actions, your direction. And for a moment, everything felt clear. You knew what needed to change. You felt it, that push inside you. That discomfort that didn't let you ignore it. But now something is different. You hear the same reminders, maybe even stronger ones, more emotional, more direct. But they don't hit the same. You listen, you understand. But you don't feel it. You scroll past, you move on, and within seconds it's gone. And part of you has noticed this. You've realized that things don't affect you like they used to. But instead of questioning it, you've accepted it. You've told yourself you've heard it all before. You've told yourself nothing is new anymore. You've told yourself you're just used to it. But that's not the real reason. Because reminders don't lose their power. Hearts lose their sensitivity. And that changes everything. Because the problem is not what you're hearing. The problem is what's happening inside you. Think about it honestly. It's not that the message is weak. It's not that the reminder is unclear. It's not that you don't understand it. You do. You understand it very well. But understanding is not the same as feeling. And somewhere along the way, that feeling started to fade. Slowly, quietly, without you even noticing it at first. The same words that once made you pause, now barely make you think. The same reminders that once made you reflect, now feel like background noise. And that is where the danger begins. Because when reminders stop affecting you, it doesn't mean you've mastered them. It means something inside you is changing, and not in a good way. Because a heart that reacts is alive. A heart that reflects is aware. But a heart that hears and feels nothing is moving towards something dangerous. And this doesn't happen overnight. It happens slowly, through repetition, through ignoring, through choosing not to act. Every time you hear something powerful and do nothing with it, you train yourself to ignore it. Every time you feel a small push to change and delay it, you weaken that feeling. Every time you move on without responding, you make it easier to do the same again. Until one day, you hear something that should move you, and it doesn't. And you sit there, feeling nothing. And you don't even realize what you've lost. So if reminders haven't changed, then what did? The answer is uncomfortable. You did. Not all at once. Not in one decision. But slowly, through small choices that felt harmless at the time. Every time you heard a reminder and didn't act, something shifted. Every time you felt a push to change and delayed it, something weakened. Every time you told yourself you would fix it later, something faded. And your heart was paying attention. Your heart was learning. Learning that these moments don't matter. Learning that these signals can be ignored. Learning that it doesn't need to respond anymore. And once your heart learns that, everything becomes easier, not better. Easier. Easier to hear and move on. Easier to understand without feeling. Easier to agree without changing anything. And this is where the problem deepens. Because reminders are not meant to just inform you. They are meant to move you, to shift something inside you, to push you toward action. But when action doesn't follow, the impact starts to disappear. And over time, the reminder turns into noise. You hear it, but it doesn't reach you. You understand it, but it doesn't stay with you. You recognize it, but it doesn't change you. And this is how something powerful becomes something ordinary. Not because it lost its value, but because you stopped responding to it. And here is something most people don't realize. The more you ignore reminders, the less they affect you. Not because they are weaker, but because your response is weaker. And response is everything. A reminder without response becomes repetition. Repetition without action becomes desensitization. And desensitization leads to numbness. That is the process. And once that process starts, it doesn't stop on its own. It continues, quietly, in the background, while you go on with your life. And this is why you can listen to something powerful today and forget it in minutes. This is why you can hear something emotional and feel nothing. This is why you can understand what is right but still not move toward it. Because your heart has been trained to stay passive, to observe instead of react, to listen instead of change. And the more this continues, the harder it becomes to reverse. Because now you are not just dealing with one moment. You are dealing with a pattern. A pattern of hearing and not acting, of understanding and not changing, of feeling something briefly and then letting it go. And patterns are not broken by awareness alone. They are broken by interruption, by doing something different when everything in you wants to stay the same. And that is where most people struggle, because doing something different feels uncomfortable. It feels unnatural. It feels like effort. and staying the same feels easy. So they choose easy, again and again, until easy becomes permanent, and change feels impossible. And that is how reminders lose their effect. Not because they stopped working, but because you stopped responding. So now the question is not about reminders anymore. It's about you. Is this already happening to you? Because if you're honest, you've seen the signs. You've listened to something meaningful and felt nothing. You've watched something powerful and moved on without thinking twice. You've heard words that should have shaken you, but they didn't. And instead of questioning it, you accepted it. You told yourself you've heard it all before. You told yourself nothing surprises you anymore. You told yourself you're just used to it. But deep down something feels off, because you remember how it used to be. You remember when reminders actually affected you, when they stayed with you, when they made you stop and think, when they pushed you to change something, even if it was small. And now that reaction is weaker, not completely gone, but fading. And that's the danger. Because when a person is clearly distant, they feel it. They recognize something is wrong. They feel urgency. They feel the need to come back. But when a person becomes desensitized, they feel normal. They don't question anything. They don't feel urgency. They don't feel the need to change. And life continues. Day after day, the same patterns, the same distractions, the same habits, and nothing interrupts it. Because the thing that used to interrupt it, your heart, is no longer reacting. Now think about what that means. It means you are not just dealing with content anymore. You are dealing with your condition, the condition of your heart. And that condition affects everything. How you listen, how you reflect, how you respond, how close or distant you feel. Everything comes back to that. So if your heart is becoming passive, your entire life starts to follow. You hear more but feel less. You know more but change less. You understand more but act less. And that gap keeps growing. Until one day you become someone who knows a lot, but does very little. And that is one of the most dangerous positions to be in. Because knowledge without action does not bring you closer. It creates distance, a different kind of distance. One where you understand what is right, but no longer feel the push to move toward it. And this is where most people stay, not because they cannot change, but because they do not feel the need to anymore. And that is why this moment matters. Because right now you are still aware. You are still thinking about it. You are still questioning it. And that means something inside you is still alive. But awareness alone is not enough. You have been aware before. You have had moments where everything made sense, and still nothing changed. So the real difference is not what you understand. The real difference is what you do next. Because if you walk away from this the same way you always do, then this becomes just another reminder, another moment that fades, another chance that passes. And you go back to where you started. But if you respond differently this time, then everything can start to shift. And that choice is already in front of you, right now. So don't let this be another moment that passes. Don't let this be something you hear, agree with, and then forget, because you've done that before. And you already know where that leads. Back to the same patterns, back to the same distance, back to the same version of yourself that keeps repeating the same cycle. But this time it can be different. Not because everything will suddenly change, but because you can choose to respond right now in a simple, real way. Because reminders don't stop working. Hearts just stop responding. And the only way to bring that response back is to act. Even if it's small, even if it feels uncomfortable, even if it doesn't feel like much, that one action matters. Because it breaks the pattern you've been stuck in. It turns listening into response. It turns understanding into movement. And once that happens, something inside you begins to wake up again. That feeling you thought you lost, that reaction you thought was gone, it starts to come back, slowly. Because your heart responds to what you do, not just what you hear. If you keep listening without acting, it stays silent. But the moment you act, even once, it begins to react again. And that's how you rebuild what you lost. Not with big changes, but with small, consistent responses. Hearing something and doing something about it. Again and again, that is what makes reminders hit again. But if you ignore this moment too, be honest with yourself. You are not confused. You are not unsure. You are choosing to stay the same. And that choice has consequences. Because the more you ignore, the harder it becomes to feel anything. The more you delay, the quieter everything gets. Until one day you hear something powerful, and it feels like nothing. And at that point, you won't even realize what's missing. You will just continue. And that is the real loss, not the reminder, but your ability to be affected by it. So don't let it reach that point. Not this time. You have ignored moments before. You have delayed before. You have chosen comfort before. But right now you have another chance. And you don't know how many more you will get. So choose differently. Before this becomes just another reminder you heard and forgot. Before this feeling fades like the others. Before your heart becomes completely silent. And if you feel something right now, even a little, don't ignore it. That is your heart still responding. That is your chance still there. So act on it before reminders stop hitting you completely.